Welcome to the Molloy Podcast, where we're still trying to come up with a name. Now, Davis has suggested Showdown. So tell me what you guys think. Welcome to the Molloy Showdown. In this corner, we have Davis. And in this corner, we have Bailey. If you don't like that name, please comment below and give us a suggestion. But anyway, all kidding aside, welcome. We're glad that you're here. And today we're in mid-February, which is, gosh, hard to believe. But we are talking about the market, and the numbers are interesting. Obviously, I'm here with Bailey and Davis, as I noted. And really kind of, instead of over-analyzing the headlines, we thought we'd really just talk to you about what we're seeing out there. So just to give you kind of a quick wrap up of where we are kind of here mid-February, our supply is down, our pending sales are down, our closed sales are down, our days on market are up a little bit, sitting around 94 days, and our median sale price is up quite a bit, actually, as compared to this time last year. And if you go 5 years back, wow, we're almost double. So it's very interesting, but almost like sending mixed signals. But if you look a little closer, I feel like it's telling more of a real story, and with that median sale price really being up, I think what it's saying is those higher priced homes are selling maybe quicker this year than they were, as compared to this time last year. I certainly am feeling that myself, based on transactions that I have going on right now. What about you guys?
Yeah, I think my best example would be the one I just put on the market in Hilton Head Plantation, getting multiple offers. Mm-hmm. I feel like a year ago that wouldn't have happened, but who knows? I mean, it could have. I don't know.
And that wasn't even at a median sale price to your point, it's in the over a million.
Right. Mm-hmm. So that's interesting, just listening to the numbers, because some of that I feel and some of it I don't feel. Definitely the inventory, I think we all feel.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, we have a lot of buyers in the market, and it's hard to find them the right place because there's just really not that much on the market, and so you're having to try and, get creative and find off-market properties and, call sellers to see if they're willing to sell, and, that's a long shot sometimes. So it's more work on our end, which I think we all appreciate, to show our skills and how hard we work. But I think it's a busy time. There's just not much to choose from.
Yeah. I feel like, and I feel like this was a lot of the story even last year, but properties that are priced right and are updated and show well are selling very quickly.
Fly off it.
Up to, let's call it, 3.5 million.
Yeah.
Those are selling pretty quick.
Yeah.
The higher priced market is selling, which is great. Yeah. But those typically are gonna, be on the market for a little bit longer. Yeah. It's a smaller pool of buyers. Sure. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I mean, and you take like Sun City, for example. I mean, they have like over 300 homes in inventory, which
that's like a
lot. And that's, can be difficult for some people who have older homes and they're competing against the new builds and vice versa. But I have one that just went under contract last week. And honestly, it wasn't on the market 2 months. We were only on I don't know the day count I should, but maybe let's call it 40 days, which isn't very long. No. When you're competing against so many others, but this one was very well kept and with a nice view. So
what you just said about, what I've seen in Bluffton lately, you're talking about a little bit older homes competing against new builds is, you have those homes that were built, 3, 4, 5 years ago. Those are on the market, and then you have some of these new builds that are similar homes, and I see a lot of buyers going towards those new builds because there's more incentives. There's a better rate. You're getting $20,000 at closing for closing costs. Whether you want to put that towards your closing costs or improvements on the home, and it's they're kind of around the same price, probably a little bit less than new builds, and that's why it's like, why would you not want to go with something brand new? You're the first one. You get to make it exactly how you like it.
Yeah.
And then when you go with one that's a few years older, you're getting a little bit higher interest rate, no incentives, no closing costs, covered or anything. So
if you're a seller in a situation like that, right? You're competing, you have to compete against some newer builds, and yet you think you have a good home.
Right.
What do you say to those sellers? Like what piece of advice would you give to somebody like that?
It has to be priced right.
Yes.
I mean, you can't, it's so tough. Like, you can't just throw a number out there anymore.
And you can't push the price. You can't really try and shoot for the, mountaintops and get the...
Unless it's
absolutely gorgeous.
Done the updates, and it's different than all the other people's houses. Your neighbor, you know what I'm saying?
Totally.
But...
Yeah, I agree. The other thing I would say is you need to maybe play up the differences in being in a home with more mature landscaping.
Yes.
And maybe they have more space between homes in the lots and things that a lot of these new builds don't have, because there are buyers out there that want those kinds of things. So I think it becomes you have to be very strategic in how it's presented on the market and really calling out the differences.
And I think that
and pricing.
I think that goes to your your realtor's marketing too, and showcasing those things that. Why would you go with this home rather than that? And what makes this stand out? What makes this a little bit more desirable, or, just something that you wouldn't get in the new builds, or even homes that are a couple years old that, like Cypress Ridge is a great example. There's some homes in there that are kind of stacked, smaller lots. And then you come across one on a cul-de-sac that has a little bit bigger lot, or the house isn't, the way the homes are positioned on the cul-de-sac, it's not like you're looking into your neighbor's kitchen or bed,
So
with your neighbors.
That's all good advice. Let me ask you this: what are you guys seeing more sales with primary residence, second homes, more lifestyle driven? What are you guys seeing?
This year it's been both. I feel like I've seen investors.
Yep.
I feel like I've had half and half. So investors.
Okay, pause one second. With the investors, because I know you said that too. I've seen that. Why do you think, as we're typically, I get it, like this time of year, it's very common for investors that want something on a rental market to kind of purchase that now so they can get all the rental income for our big months. But I feel like it's a little even more so this year than last. So why do you think that is? Do you think it's interest rates? Do you think it's being in the South? What do you equate to that?
I will say every single investor that I have this year so far are people that have been watching the Hilton Head market. Like, anyone that calls me, they know exactly where they want to be complex wise. They know not exactly, but an idea, a spreadsheet of what the rental's going to look like, the regime fee. Like, they've studied what they want. And I think maybe having the interest rate thing in their head, they're like,
and I think it also goes to they've seen that prices aren't coming down. When they may look like they're coming down, they're not. And so they're like, well, if we want to have a chance of getting the return we're looking for, we need to buy now. Rather than wait. Because I've seen a lot of, I'm working with a couple investors right now that are currently looking, and they're taking another route because, some properties that they once were looking for aren't generating the short-term rental that they income that they were looking for. So they're going towards long-term, or buying something that isn't fully redone, redoing it. Having that, because I think that's great for appreciation, and then you get it at a little bit lower price that you can, build your rental rapport on the market, and then get a little bit better numbers in return, But I mean, I also think it's good if you're going to do the short-term rental to find something that's been on the market that has that rapport.
Yeah,
that,
definitely.
Those like what you said, those people are looking for that, something that's they're not trying to buy it unless it's gorgeous. They're not trying to buy it and then build the rapport themselves. They want something that has that.
Yeah.
So if you were talking to buyers right now, especially maybe investors and whatnot that want a rental property or something of the sort that have been sitting on the market that have been sitting back and watching the market, maybe waiting for interest rates to drop or whatever, what do they need to hear? Okay, silence. Well, I am going to tell you what you need to hear.
I've got to.
I know you guys know. But I'm just saying, like.
What was your question again?
Sorry, this is really how we roll. This is how we operate, and you might as well just see it. But anyways, if you are a buyer, I think it's critically important right now for you to realize that our prices aren't coming down, right?
Yeah.
And the longer you wait for interest rates to come down, the more you're going to spend.
And compete with other buyers.
That's what I mean. So not only are you just negotiating with a seller, you're then going to have to negotiate with other buyers, which is going to almost certainly make you pay more than you would right now.
And with less inventory.
That's what I was just
it's
thinking
like,
too. I mean, it's going to happen.
Yeah, then you're really competing, and then you only have so much to choose from. So everybody's at if like something beautifully comes on the market that has good rental income already, it's like everybody wants it. So I mean, you can just check that off the list. It's like you're definitely paying the most for it.
For sure.
So
yeah, I think, and we were talking about this off camera before we started, but inventory, even though it's like ticking up, which is totally normal for this time of year, because typically we do see inventory start to stack January, February, leading into the beginning of the shoulder season in the spring for rentals. But even though it's coming up a little bit, so to speak, it feels very limited.
Very limited.
Yeah.
Like really limited.
Yeah.
I don't think I felt this way a year ago as much as I'm feeling it now. But maybe that's because we have so many buyers right now. I don't know what it, like.
That's the other thing I wanted to say. Like, okay, I ran through the numbers, right?
Yeah.
Closed sales down, pending sales down, all of that. What we three are experiencing is the complete opposite.
Totally opposite.
Like busiest start to the year ever this year, and so we are almost personally experiencing the reverse of what the market is saying.
Yeah,
and I just find that really interesting.
But I also think it goes to show, like, I mean, we work hard. We are always paying attention to the market. We know when the right opportunity comes, or we know what our buyers are looking for, and we know when to jump on it. And it's like we're also seeing. We pay attention to listing delay. Like,
oh my God.
I mean, I can tell you, and you guys experience it too. It's like you'll have a beautiful property in listing delay. It's a desirable property. You don't get many calls on it, about it when it's in listing delay, because a lot of agents don't think to look at it. And then when it comes on the market, then you start getting calls, and it's like you can find so many deals and get first grabs on so much listing delay and get ahead of everybody else. So it's important to have a realtor that's paying attention to all of it, not just what's on the market, but also what's coming, and get
oh my gosh, that's like, I mean, no offense to other realtors, but it's like, okay, buyers can go on Zillow and see what's on the market. Like coming soon and knowing what's coming to the market is a huge.
Now you can see that on Zillow.
Yeah.
Coming soon. That's a new feature. You couldn't see that before.
Yeah.
So
which I know.
So that's important to note as well. But the other thing I would say that I think too is super important, and I know it's benefited me, and I know it has for you guys too, are those relationships with other agents.
For sure.
Because you always want to be like, hey, I have a buyer looking for this. Do you have this coming up? Or hey, I have this coming on the market. Do you have any buyers?
Yeah.
And I know, like, I have sticky notes on my desk of certain agents I've talked to about different kinds of properties, and don't forget to reach out to them about this listing or whatever. And I think those are all really important things too, just to help clients, whether they're buyers or sellers. And I think that helps us, really kind of stay ahead of the game for our clients and everything too.
Yeah. It's important, but it's what you said. It's working hard, staying on top of what your buyers or sellers are looking for or need, or I feel like we're very in the game, like obsessed with it in a good way. In a good way. In a good way. Not weird.
Yeah. So, the other thing, just kind of to back up for a second, we were talking about kind of that higher end market moving pretty well to the start of this year, which I think that's an exciting signal for what's to come this year, because typically when that higher end market is moving well, that signifies a very strong market to follow. So I think 2026 is going to be a really strong year. And now that they've, voted it, or not voted in, but, there's going to be a new Fed chairman. I think that's going to kind of really flip a switch, and then everything is really going to kind of take off. I would have to think. I mean, just based on how it's gone this year so far. So jumping into kind of our other marketing tool is our community tours, which I thought we've been doing this for a year now, our community tours once a month, but we've kind of upped our game, and I think we're doing a better job visually with that. And our first one was Oldfield, so hopefully you saw that. If not, check it out on our YouTube. But the next one we're doing is Palmetto Hall. So I think that's going to be a fun one to do. Palmetto Hall is such a great family community. I mean, all ages.
I think
in there,
it's totally overlooked.
Agreed.
I think it's kind of hidden on people's radars that a lot of people don't either know about or aren't familiar with, or I think it's a great community.
And the golf course is part of that Heritage Golf Group. So
and they just redid them.
Yeah, so that's all exciting. So keep an eye out for that to come in Palmetto Hall. So we'll be sending that out end of the month.
And it's a community you can have golf carts in.
Yes.
It's rare.
Very rare.
So.
Yes. So we're hoping to snag one of those to take you on that tour. So anyways, anything else you guys seeing right now that you feel, people out there need to know about the market, or any last piece of wisdom you want to give?
I just think don't wait till you regret it, Figure out what you want to do or the property you want, and
don't get analysis paralysis.
You're
gonna be spending more.
I mean, I can remember, like 3 years ago, people were like, well, we'll just wait for the prices to come down. Well, the prices haven't come down.
Not at all.
They've
gone up, actually.
What are you waiting for? What's most important to you? Is it finding the right property? Do you not care about paying more? And timing is all about, timing's the most important thing. So I think it's just weighing your options. What's important.
Well, good stuff. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And if you liked this episode, please hit subscribe in the channel. And we need a name for our podcast. If you like Showdown, Bailey versus Davis, let us know, because we can keep that. But otherwise, we'd love to hear from you. And hey, we'll throw out a $100 gift card to Surge Group if we pick your name. So thanks again for joining us. We'll talk soon.